Hey, it's Charlie Ray. Welcome back to my channel. This is another Granny Janny video, and the project that I am working on today is a pair of hand warmers. So I already did the first one, and this is the first square of the second warmer. So I'm gonna get started on working on that second square, and it's pretty basic. It's just a general granny square with 12 double crochets into a magic ring, separated into groups of 3 by 2 chains. And for the second round, you are going to start off by chaining 3, but then you double crochet into each one of the previous double crochets, and in the chain 2 spaces you do 2 double crochets, 2 chains, 2 double crochets, all into that same space. And you keep going in this way for just 3 rounds, so it only takes 3 rounds for like a small size. This was done using a 5.25 millimeter hook. However, if you have a more medium-sized hand, you would want to use maybe like a 5.75 or a 6.00, depending on the size of your hands. Or you might want to use a smaller hook and just add an additional round to your square. So once that's done, you can slip stitch it closed, and like I said, you only need 2 of these for each hand warmer, so you just need a total of 4 granny squares. Okay, so now that that's done, we have both the squares we need for this hand warmer. So you want to make sure that they are right sides facing each other, and we are going to sew up the side just like we did here. One side we're going to sew all the way up, and the other side we will leave a space at the bottom for the thumb. So let's go ahead and do that now. I like to use the chain 2 spaces to line up the squares, and then I sew it together using the outside loops only because I like the look that it gives it. So you go all the way down this first side, and then when you get to the other chain 2 space, you go ahead and fasten that off, and then you're going to do the same thing on the other side, except you are going to stop short of the amount of space you need for your thumb, keeping in mind there will be a little bit more space when we add the ribbing on the bottom. I'll show you what I mean in a minute, but for now let's turn this inside out. Right side out, and then you can see that we have the one side that is completely done and the other side that is done a little more, around halfway, and we have the space. Okay, so now it's time to attach our yarn and do the ribbing. So I just kind of start anywhere towards the middle of one of the squares and attach the yarn. So you are going to chain 3, and then you are going to double crochet into each stitch going all the way around. When you get to the space where the thumb is, you are just going to keep going into the other stitch as though there is no space. And then for the second row of the ribbing and each subsequent row, you are going to chain 3, and then you will front post double crochet and then back post double crochet, and you will just keep alternating all the way around until you get to the other side, and then of course you will slip stitch that closed, and you will make however many rows feels comfortable for you. We did 6 rows of the ribbing, including that first double crochet row. Okay, so you can go ahead and fasten off the ribbing there. And next we're going to work on the thumb. If you remember, I said there's a little bit of extra space for the thumb that comes from us not attaching the 2 squares together and just crocheting the ribbing across. It just adds a little bit more space there. So you're going to go on the side of that space and attach your yarn, and then you are going to chain 2, and then you will be making 2 double crochets in that space where the ribbing is going across. And then you will switch to half double crochets for the remainder of the thumb. At the very top, you'll place 2 single crochets, but you'll switch right back to the half double crochets, and then you'll do the second row also in half double crochet. And that's all you need to do for the thumb. I only did 2 rows on this one, but of course you can do however many you're comfortable with. Once the thumb is fastened off, we can go ahead and do the trim at the top. So first, let me switch these yarns out. So attach your yarn anywhere along the hand warmer, and then you are going to chain 1 and single crochet in each stitch all the way around. But when you get to the sides where you sewed it together, just skip that 1 space and keep working your single crochets. This tightens it up so you get a little bit better of a fit. Once that's done, fasten it off, and then of course you're going to want to weave in your ends, which I didn't do the best job of. I'll show you that when we get outside. It wasn't too cold of a day today, but it was snowing, so I thought I'd give you guys a look at the hand warmers in action. But as you can see on the side of this hand warmer, there's a little string sticking out, so I'll have to go back and do a better job of weaving that in. But so these hand warmers worked out pretty well. They fit well and they were comfortable, and they kept her hands warm out here long enough to play for a little while. I obviously would recommend wearing a glove over the warmer if you're going to be playing with the snow. So we went right in and had some hot tea. So I hope you guys are also enjoying some winter fun. I appreciate you stopping by. Bye.